prince lives here. We got 10,000 lakes. But wait, the women are beautiful. To me they are. And we're not infested with pretentious movie stars. And it hit me, man. Minnesota is dope. If only simply for not what we have, but what we...
Welcome to 10 Minutes. I'm Tony Scott. Thanks for tuning in. Got Peter Odney in studio today. Probably the biggest week of the
my life.
Oh, that too. But the biggest week of hockey. You want to talk about football already?
No.
We're about 30 seconds in, and you want to talk about
in about 19 minutes, I will pay my homage to my Minnesota Vikings. But we'll get underway with squirts here.
Squirt hockey. It's the big week. It's the Squirtacular week, our biggest squirt event of the year. Let's roll up our sleeves, talk a little squirt action. We decided to go alternately picking our pool winners, okay? So Pool A, that's my choice. I go Rogers as the pool winner there. A lot of good choices there, but I think the Royals will advance.
In Pool B, I'm going to take OMG Crimson.
It's kind of a OMG kind of tournament. Both are in the top 10, so I'm going to go OMG White in the C bracket.
All right, I'm going to take Orono in D pool.
I like that pick a lot. Stay tuned
it too.
for later in the show. One of us is going to pick Orono to win the whole thing. All right, Pool E, my choice, Tonka. I've seen these guys twice. They're the real deal. I think they can win this tournament and wouldn't be surprised if they do.
All right, in Pool F, I'm going to take Roseville. Just a little shout out to the association I played with during squirts.
All right, I'm going to go Pool G. I'm going to go Spring Lake Park. No, St. Louis Park. I think this is a really deep team, talented team.
Really sweet unis, too.
Very nice.
The black and orange looking good.
And last but not least,
Bloomington Jefferson coming out of Pool H.
And that's a good pool as well.
It is a good pool.
So
that pool's kind of a toss-up.
Stillwater's in that one. I could see the ponies coming out there. There's a lot of these pools have 2 or 3 deep. We're just taking the winners here of the pools. Stay tuned later in the show for who Peter and I picked to win the whole Squirtacular. All right, moving on to Peewees. Let's hear it. What's going on up north this weekend?
Roseau is going to be at the site of the Dick Johnson Peewee tournament. Last weekend, Roseau had a great Bantam tournament. This week, they've got a great Peewee tournament with 4 pools, and we've got some picks, some pool picks.
All right, so you want to go all of them, and then I'll pick the winner?
Let's do it.
You go all
Let's
4.
do it. In Pool A, we're going to take Osseo Maple Grove. Yep. Pool B is going to be Edina.
I like
Pool
that
C.
pick. Edina's got Rosemount, though, so
they do.
That's not an easy one. And then
out of Pool C, Duluth East.
Yeah, that's one of the weaker pools we've seen assembled in a Peewee tournament.
That's an interesting pool.
Not a lot of good teams in that one in the top 10, where there's some top 10ers playing top 10ers in the first round.
Oh.
In pool play.
The Pool C, whoever comes out of Pool C could still make some noise.
Yes.
Moving on to the semifinal round.
Too. Yeah. Absolutely, I agree.
In Pool D, I'm going to take Hermantown.
That's a good pick. I see Hermantown playing the winner of, I think Hermantown and OMG is an interesting game. I don't think they've played yet this year.
Oh, yeah.
So that should be a good game in the semifinals, assuming they play. Then the winner of that will face Edina.
Probably Edina.
Will end up coming out of Pool B, and I think they'll face the winner of that. Be a rematch of the Edina Invitational. I think, and just recently OMG beat Edina. So it's a toss-up between those 3 teams up there in Roseau.
If it wasn't so far away, man.
I'm picking Edina to win it.
You're going to take Edina to win it? That's fair. I would take OMG.
That's a good pick.
I'm going to take OMG. I liked what I saw out of them up in Duluth during the Spirit of Duluth. So I'm going to take the Crimson.
And we're both turning our back on Hermantown, which is a really, really bad thing to do. Don't turn your back on Hermantown. That's just when they'll come and get you. So
that's when they'll ring up 10 on somebody.
But I will go Edina. You're going OMG, and Hermantown, you got your bulletin board material. You're very welcome.
All right. We got a Peewee B tournament.
Big one.
In Maple Grove. A really nice field of Peewee B teams.
Maple Grove Winter Face-Off. I have the Final 4. You want to take the winner?
Yeah.
I'll pick the Final 4. Didn't I say that this will be off camera? I said this will be the Final 4. Mark it down. If you don't like it, if I'm wrong and your team wins, come up to Blaine and you can smash a pie in my face. But this will be the Final 4. Chaskachan's solid. They're a top 10 team. I think they're a hair better than Moorhead in that pool. Edina Green's number 1 in the state. Osseo Maple Grove's right in there as well. And then Tonka in the D pool or whatever, the far right white pool or whatever it was.
Gray pool. The gray pool.
I think that's the strongest team in that pool. I think those will be the 4 teams coming out of pool play. Who do you think is going to win it, Pete?
I'm going to pick Edina Green. And I know I'm following the rankings to a T here, but I do like the Hornets.
Yeah, we saw them they won the Gobbler. They're the best team in the state. I don't see anyone stopping them in this tournament or pretty much the rest of the year. If they get beat, it'll probably be by Edina White in a league game.
Well, I hope you like banana cream pie, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'll take a pie right in my face, right in my face. Come at me if those 4 are wrong. All right, moving on to Bantams. We got a little news to report. Chaska Chan beats Edina A in a shootout to win the play for Patrick. Congratulations to Chaska. Congratulations to me for picking that right, by the way.
Yeah, good for you.
And actually, by all accounts, Edina had the better of Chaska, but couldn't seem to solve a certain goaltender.
Do not let games go to shootouts.
Yeah, with Jack Stark involved, don't do it. Don't mess with Jack. Don't do it. Jack is the real deal. He could be the best goaltender in the state.
He's continued to improve, too.
Ever since. I mean, every year he seems to get better and better. Yep. All right. Eden Prairie beats Osseo Maple Grove in a league game Monday night. Their record against the Leaf Birds is 2-1-1. Who's going to be number 1 next week? Should we hang on right now? You're number 1 right now.
The number 1 team in Bantam AA next week will whoever Tony Scott the Oracle decides.
It'll be Eden Prairie.
It'll be Eden Prairie. To lead the season series against a team like Osseo Maple Grove.
They deserve it.
Who's right up there with some of the best Bantam major teams in the country.
Yeah, and you got to say this. I mean, Eden Prairie and Osseo Maple Grove both beat Shattuck, kind of the gold standard as far as teams across the country. Shattuck had a great series, but beat the Boston Junior Eagles 2 out of 3 last weekend. They're a real good 0-3 team. I think this is a indication of how strong these 2 teams are, and they're definitely heading in the same direction for a state final here in Minneapolis. So, all right, moving on. Oh, one more note: Bantam Bees, your boys, your St. Paul guy, St. Paul Capitals 10-0-3 at Bantam Bees since December 16th. So.
My St. Paul Capitals haven't lost since December 16th.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Riding that Christmas high all the way into the new year.
All right, speaking of highs, Edina 15A beats Proctor Hermantown in the semis of the St. Luke's, ends up going on and winning. I got that one right, too. It's just I got that one right week. Yeah. It's kind of like that every week, I think. And then Andover, we called it, right? They'll win the 10A, they win the 12A.
They did so.
Andover beats Chicago Mission. The Edina lost to Mission, and Andover beat CUIA. So they both got to play Edina, and at 12A both got to play Chicago teams, elite AAA teams, and they one came out a winner. So.
Score 2 for association hockey.
That's right. Okay, let's switch gears to boys high school.
All right.
A couple interesting games. Duluth East beats. Duluth East loses. They were number 1 in the state. They lose to Eden Prairie. I thought that was interesting. What does that? It
was interesting, considering all the flack Eden Prairie was taking in the last couple of weeks. Whoa, it's a down year for the Eagles. You know what it says to me? It says no one is safe.
No one is safe.
No one.
But I still think the top 5 are really, really solid locks in their section to go to state. And I'm talking about obviously Duluth East, St. Thomas Academy, Minnetonka, Edina. Those 4 teams are a lock. I think White Bear Lake is as strong a team as you're going to find in Section 4 AA. So those teams are really locked in right now.
I won't argue with you on any of those, but I will say the next team that takes over the number 1 slot, you've got a really, really nice target on your back.
I agree. All right. Another interesting game happened in the Wright County Conference.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Hutchinson takes down Orono.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't know what's going on in the Wright County Conference, man.
It's been a crazy year in that league.
Tigers roar past.
Yeah.
The Spartans 3-2.
Good for them.
Solid.
Hermantown Greenway, biggest game of the week last week or this week. Hermantown goes into Hodgins Berardo, takes out the Snakes in the Snake Pit, and wins.
Yes.
What does that tell you? What does it tell you about Section 7A?
I did read a tweet that said we finally have someone in 7A that can compete with Hermantown.
And they did compete with them.
I do believe Greenway can compete with Hermantown. I do not think that they can beat Hermantown. I think Hodgins, Berardo, you get a little more amped up playing in front of your home crowd. I think that's why the score was closer than it might be. I do think that Hermantown comes out of 7A.
I think you're right. But don't sleep on Virginia either. That's one of those teams that could really pop up and beat you. They got a great goaltender, and they got a really good line, and that's sometimes all you need in section play to advance. So don't sleep on the Blue Devils from Virginia Mountain Iron Buell. All right. Couple newsworthy notes. Mike Vorlicki committed to Wisconsin. Huge shout out to Mike for that commitment. I've seen him play since pre-squirt days. It's fun to see these kids make a college commitment. In junior
He's also
year,
on the NHL Central Scouting pre-draft watch list.
Absolutely. I think there's a few other guys that are soon to be commits, just like Mike. Here's a few that I think that will be committing soon, or they have offers in the bag, or will have offers in the bag soon. Jack Smith out of St. Cloud Cathedral. If you're watching Hockey Day this weekend, you won't miss him. He's an electric player. He'll play with Nate Warner, and he'll really stirs things up and makes things happen.
He'll either have the puck or he'll be taking it away from someone.
That's right. And the boys from St. Cloud all know who Jack Smith is. He is no stranger.
They're well aware.
They're no stranger to them. Ethan Heider from Maple Grove has had a great year for the Crimson. We've seen him for the last few years, just for them.
He's kept the Crimson in some games where they shouldn't be in. He's kept some scores closer than they should be.
Crazy outnumbered in shots. You saw them just a couple weeks
against
ago.
Andover, yeah.
All right. Garrett Worth from Duluth East has had an unbelievable season for the Hounds. Luke Middlestad, although he's not in high school, is definitely separating himself at the Bantam AA level, and he is technically in high school, so he falls under the high school classification for this discussion. And then Johnny Myers. We don't know what grade Johnny's in, but we know he's a good hockey player. He played as an 8th grader last year.
He did.
And now he's a 10th grader. He's either gotten real smart over last year,
or somebody hit the wrong button when entering the roster.
I think he's in 10th grade, and he may have
he may have opted up. He could play with seniors right now.
Yeah,
he's already playing with seniors. He's got 20 points in 15 games.
He's as good as they get. And what I mean by his birthday, he's got like a July birthday of 2002, so he's definitely age eligible to be in 10th grade, but he's been in 8th grade. He was an 8th grader last year. So somebody figure it out, Johnny. Let us know. Okay. Girls high school. Lots to talk about at girls high school.
We had a lot going on last night. But the biggest game, Class 1A, number 2, South St. Paul, upended by Matamidi.
I like that.
Zephyrs rolling 3-1 over the Packers.
And how about the game that we broadcasted last night? New Prague and Waconia Holy Family, right?
Wow.
Great game. What happened? 41 seconds?
Last 41 seconds, New Prague scores twice to send the game into overtime.
And then in overtime, Lindsey Bjerke scores to lift the Trojans.
With 30 seconds left in overtime.
Isn't that amazing?
Tisk, Holy Family.
Crazy game. All right, we've held off for at least 4 weeks talking about Blake and Edina, okay? We've done everything I can not to say Blake or Edina in our girls' report. Today, we get to finally talk about it because it's coming up this weekend, 3 o'clock at Blake. We'll be broadcasting that live on YHH. Tune into our site. We'd love to have you watch it. Let's talk a little bit about the game. We can break it down.
We've seen these teams enough.
What's so great about these teams? Let's talk in general. Why are they so great?
Well, frankly, the passing between the two teams and the puck movement is some of the best I've seen. I've seen both of these groups for the past 4 years covering girls' high school, and the passing is right up there with some of the best boys' teams.
You said that off the air, yeah.
Honestly, they might be the best puck-moving teams in the state, regardless of boys or girls.
Oh, that's good to watch. Okay, so who's the more physical team? Who's going to take over physically?
I got to give the edge to Blake. Physically, Sarah McClanahan and Lily
DeLandis,
not DeLeonidas.
He cannot.
Lily DeLandis. They're two players that can really play a power forward type, and they can take the puck away from defenders. Edina does have Loli Fiddler, who has shown off a physical side. She's also really good in the corners for the Hornets, but got to give the edge to Blake physicality.
Who's faster?
Edina is faster.
So they're the better skating team?
I would say Edina is the better skating team.
Can they wear Blake down with their speed?
No. They can't wear him down with their speed, but they might get certain chances because of their speed. I don't know if they'll wear them down, but they will take advantage of some odd man, odd woman rushes.
I agree with that. Okay, who's got the better goaltender?
Blake has the better goaltender.
Okay. And who is that?
Anna Kriesel.
Right.
Anna Kriesel's, I believe it's Kriesel. Her numbers this year, her goals against is .9. She's got 8 shutouts so far, and her save percentage is like 95.
It's super confusing for me when we talk about Blake and Edina. There's so many Edina girls that play for Blake. I can sometimes get lost. Like, oh wait, she's Blake. No, she's Edina. It's hard to keep track of.
It is, which just adds another element to this rivalry. And the fact that they're in the same section.
Oh, that's the bad part of this. Everything great about this rivalry, except they're in the same section. They're in the same section. Same with Blake for all the years prior to this.
So take advantage of the one regular season matchup between the teams. Tune in on YHH. It might be the only time you see them this year.
And the section final.
Maybe.
Are you saying they might not make the section final?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying don't rule anything out.
Okay, all right. Well, I think it's a lock that they'll be in the section final, and I know I'm going to be there. All right, U18 Worlds. USA wins it. Basically, a team stockpiled with Minnesota high school talent. Who won the MVP?
Taylor Heisey of Red Wing took MVP honors.
Okay, so she's the MVP of the U18 Worlds. You basically have to hand her Miss Hockey now. Like, here, it's yours.
It means that she will be nominated.
It means it's hers. If they take it away from her, that's robbery.
It means she should be nominated.
Robbery. Okay.
I will make no predictions.
And another non-Minnesota high schooler, but she's from Minnesota.
From
attends high school at Shattuck St. Mary's, made the alternate team as well.
She did. She was also named best defender in the entire tournament.
Gracie Ostertag. Congratulations to her.
Well done.
And a great showing for all of the Minnesota girls. That
Absolutely. An unprecedented run for Team USA.
All right. We're flying through this. All right. Let's get to it. What's our favorite this week? I'm going favorite hockey term, okay? There's lots of them. And for the most part, as writers, we have lots that we don't like.
And we try to avoid.
And here's ones that we do like. And this comes from On the Bench Boys. It's called Top Corns. Someone goes top shelf. It used to be top cheddar. That's so been used so many times. Mine is top corn, short for top corner. That's my favorite term.
Mine is dating back to the NHL 2002 computer game with Mario Lemieux on the cover.
Do you know most of our viewers right now weren't born? They were born after 2002.
That's their problem.
You're so old.
That's your problem.
You're old.
But one of the announcers, he would say when a goalie was screened and still made a save, he would say, "When in doubt, stick a pad out." And I think you can live by that.
Pretty much in anything when goaltending.
Stick a pad out.
Stick a pad out. You can get lucky. All right. What was the tweet of the week this week?
Tweet of the week. A lot of debate about the tweet
we arm wrestled
of the
over
week this week. But it's going to end up going to Tyler Johnson.
Unbelievable.
Gets to wear a suit, not made of money, but with dollar signs all over it.
And we still haven't figured out if that's something that the Eastridge players wear as kind of their money, their belt or their hat or their helmet or their lunch pail, or he just wore it after the game.
Or if Tyler owns that suit.
Regardless, it was a great tweet because Tyler had this suit of money, and it was money. And congratulations to Eastridge for a big win over Stillwater.
Tyler, I've got a Taylor's number for you if you're ever interested.
Right. All right. Now the shocker. There are tons every week. This one's a good one. I'm going girls, you go boys. Right. Couldn't find one at the youth level. I do the youth rankings. I didn't really see any major shockers.
As soon as you say that, somebody's going to tweet, "Hey, you forgot this game."
I know.
Okay.
All right, I'm going girls high school shocker. We talked about your Edina team here a minute ago. Eden Prairie beats Edina in OT. Macy Townsend, game-winning goal.
Her second of the game.
And just an awesome game for her. What a great moment. Unranked EP beats number 2, number 3 ranked Edina.
Now they're ranked.
Oh, they are.
They're ranked in the Youth Hockey Hub staff rankings.
Oh, yeah.
They are
That's because you do the rankings.
They are still
your hockey.
They are still unranked in the girls hockey.
Certain other polls.
Other websites.
Oh, but we know. EP, you're now top 10.
And the shocker on the boys' side, I don't know if this is really a shocker to anyone, but Hastings.
I think it's a shocker.
No, it's not a shocker that it's our pick for the shocker.
Oh, no. This is a lock.
Try to keep up.
Absolute lock.
Hastings over Hill Murray 3-2.
No doubt about it. That is face palm. And congratulations to Hastings for the big win.
I was monitoring the Hill Murray boys hockey Twitter feed and the Hockey Hub score, and I kept thinking, okay, Hastings has a lead. Hill Murray will eventually make the
Kinda
comeback.
like the St. Thomas game, right?
Right. I got really excited when I saw Tartan had a lead.
Right. It was like
St.
that.
Thomas came roaring back.
Yeah, it was like
But,
that.
Shout out to the Raiders for a big-time conference win.
I love it.
All right.
I love it. All right, now our pick'ems. Last week you got one right.
I did. I got
You
one.
got Wayzata beating Minnetonka in
I got
overtime.
one
right?
out of 4.
You were this close to getting skunked again.
I'm hitting like Josh Donaldson.
I went
250.
2-1-1. We both split on that St. Louis Park Blake.
Yep.
Boys game. I am now. See if I can read it up on the board here. 20-12-2, and you're 13-19-2. How's that feel? Yeah, I like it when you're speechless.
It feels like
all right, here we go.
silence.
Now we're going to go pick'ems. We have 5 games. We're picking the champions of the Squirtacular. I don't feel good about any of these picks.
I'm going 5-0 this week.
So you're
I'm going 5-0 this
no
week.
chance. All right, so Squirt Bees, you want to start off? We both have a repeat of last year's championship.
We do. I'm going to take Stillwater.
And they lost to the
Squirt Bee.
Junior Coyotes last year. I'm going Junior Coyotes again. I think they're going to win.
I'm taking Ponies.
All right, what do you got for Squirt A?
I'm really sorry to do this to you, but I'm taking Osseo Maple Grove Crimson.
All right,
I picked them last year, and they fell in the semis. I'm putting the jinx on
Quarters,
you
I
again.
believe.
Was
They
it
lost in the
quarters?
Quarters, yes.
So long
In a
ago.
shootout to Hermantown.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was.
I'm taking the
quarters.
Crimson anyway.
All right, I got lots of choices here. I like Rogers a lot. I like the Osseo Maple Groves. I like St. Louis Park. Jefferson is not going to sneak up on anybody with their 2 big studs. But I'm going District 3. I'm going Orono is going to win it all.
Not so
I'm going
fast,
Lee Corso
my
on
friend.
this. Orono is going to take the Squirtacular this year. You like my little helmet?
I do.
All right.
How
you're
hard
jealous.
is it?
It's not hard. It's not hard. It's plastic.
Darn.
All right, here we go. Moving on. Blakey Dinah girls. I kind of cheated and told everybody who you're going to pick, but go ahead anyway.
I am going to take Edina.
All right, I'm going Blake. We've beat this one to death. Bears are going to win it. They're going to
Bears are gonna
out-muscle.
win it.
They're going to outskate. They're not as bad a skating team as you say they are.
They're not a bad skating
Yeah, you said
team.
they were
I'm just
bad.
saying that Edina's a better skating team.
Just kidding.
But it'll also be interesting to watch the coaching chess game.
Yes, it will
between
be.
Sean Reed and Sammy Reber, two
Should be
top-notch coaches.
Should be good. Should be
Wanna
good.
Be there.
All right, I know. We got a little tournament called the Squirtacular.
Just a
But our
little
staff will
tournament.
be there, but not us staff members won't be there. Okay, Centennial Moorhead.
It's an interesting one.
Hockey Day, Minnesota. You talked about off air. Beginning of the season, this looked like 2 top 10 teams would be playing.
Top 5 teams.
Top 5, yeah.
This looked like 2 top 5 teams.
But I think both teams are kind of starting to gain some momentum after a rough bump in the road a couple weeks ago. I think they're both back. It should be an exciting game to watch on Fox Sports. I'm going Centennial. That means you are.
I'm taking Moorhead.
You're going
I took
Moorhead.
Moorhead right away. I think they have a little more depth on the forward line.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that it'll be a great game. I think the better of the 2 games is the St. Cloud Cathedral game.
That's going to be a fun game.
It's
gonna
a
be a
civil war.
fun game.
These kids all played hockey together. Growing up, they all know each other. They practice in the same rink. They give each other a hard time after practice.
They might be best
They
friends
know each
off
other.
the ice, but this week
This is gonna be
nobody's
great.
talking to anybody.
This is going to be great.
That's gonna be a lot of
and it's
fun.
going to be on statewide TV. I'm
And
really
it's at
looking
10
forward-
a.m..
This is a game I may sneak out of the Squirtacular and watch in the conference room. This is
I'm
going
gonna
to
have it on
really
my
want to
phone.
see. Really want to see. This will be a fun game. So I got Cathedral.
I'm going to take St. Cloud.
You got.
And if you ain't gonna leave, cause this is where you're from, say. St. Cloud, Minnesota. Mankato, Minnesota. Duluth,